Hello, Trisha. How's it going? Welcome.
Really well. Thank you so
okay?
much. And I absolutely
We're here.
Everything is going well. I love today's topic. I can't wait for our conversation.
Awesome. Today we're again starting here as Smart Impressions. I'm Rachel Muleman from the Biz Advisors here as expert to help drive lead generation and connectivity, specifically human connections. I'm joined today by Trisha Chapman, who's over in Australia. You know, Trisha's working with Impressive CV, and she's helping people make the best out of job opportunities, employment, finding the right people. And you give it, you take it away. How else do you want people to remember you?
Yes, well, good question around personal branding. I guess we help people with all the necessary tools to land them an opportunity, and that also now includes recruitment. As a result of having 120-something thousand followers, I've just naturally fallen into recruitment of having a large audience. So adding that to the bucket list.
Awesome. Well, it's so nice to have you here, and I love chatting with you every week. We take 15 minutes of your day just to start your Tuesday off great and give you little tips and tricks of what you can do to better your human connection. You know, whether it be for a salesperson looking for new leads or someone that's looking for a new job opportunity, we're here to give you some tips that you can implement immediately to make the difference. So today's show, we're all talking about the mastering of the art of personal branding. And you hear it constantly. People are talking about personal branding, you know, and you see that organizations are now implementing like standards across the brand so that their employees can have personal branding that even reflects the business and the organization they work for, to empower that engagement and that company branding across platforms. So Trisha, you and I know how important this is on LinkedIn, and I want to invite anyone that's listening in today to jump on in, ask any questions that may come up. We're getting these pop-ups and we want to address those questions immediately. So, you know, before you meet anybody, I always say most people will go to Google, right? And when they go to Google and they type in a person's name, what's the first website that comes up?
Well, these days, LinkedIn is really got a strong affiliation between Google and LinkedIn.
Absolutely. So you're going to see that first page is going to be LinkedIn. That's why we're on LinkedIn Live, because that's where people are going. That's where people are finding other people. And you're going to find, you know, a profile page, like every single profile page is on these LinkedIn. And let's start. You're helping people with these profile pages. Trisha, what are some of the things that you look for on someone's profile page immediately, you know, if you were to help them connect?
Yeah, cool. Well, I guess it's repeated day in, day out, but the absolute fundamental things is ensure your back-end settings are turned on correctly. So many people, when I go in to optimize their profiles, it literally has got hidden from, you know, all of them off. So make sure that the settings are turned on to be actually searchable. So it's worth going into the settings section on LinkedIn. Second of all, the headline and the photo is absolutely fundamental. So many people have uploaded their passport and then their headline or their tagline on their LinkedIn is the job title that they currently hold. Now, that's not your unique selling proposition. So ensure that you update this and that you've got a approachable photo.
I love that. And that's the first thing. And you're right. It's the first way. I mean, it takes 7 seconds for someone to judge you. And now online, everyone's doing that judgment online. So imagine you have a profile. What I've seen, some of the bad stuff is when you look like you came out of jail, right? Some of these people that look like mugshots, they're not smiling. They're not engaging. Their eyes are like they have sunglasses on. You can't see their eyes. And I always say, like, eyes are, you know, the way into your soul. And so you want to be looking, just like I'm looking at the camera today. Anyone that's watching is going to say, oh, Rachel's talking to me. I'm talking to you, right? And I want to say hi, Tanya. She just joined. Welcome to the room. Welcome to our LinkedIn Live. Great to have you here today. So big one, that picture. I mean, what are some of the other bad ones you've seen, Trisha, from these profile pictures?
Well, in regards to the picture, they've got like a tiny little photo of them and then the Eiffel Tower in the background. So, you really want to make sure that it's about you, and don't go for these corporate photo images like this. You want to be having nice open body language, that you appear presentable, and exactly what we've been talking about. It's communication. It's a form of non-verbal communication.
Absolutely. And so one massive no-no is don't post a picture of your summer vacation, you at the beach, casual, right? I mean, we're talking professional, so let's get professional. So I always tell people, take 2 minutes. Everyone has a smartphone, go to a white wall, get just your head. You see how our pictures, our heads are framed in these images? That's all should be visible on your profile picture on LinkedIn. It's up to your shoulders and it puts you right smack in the middle and has you smiling. Because imagine if you're somebody, just think about it. If you're trying to engage with somebody, would you want to do business with the person of the picture that you present on LinkedIn, right? Exactly. That's so important because people are judging you in 7 seconds. So you want to make sure that picture looks good. So have that white background, no backgrounds. Keep the backgrounds out and just be very clean and clear. You know, show teeth, have a smart smile, show your eyes, and look directly in the camera. I think that's a great way to start with your image. So if you got your picture, what's next?
Well, tagline, picture, don't forget as well that background photo on LinkedIn, how you've got the banner. I would definitely be utilizing that to showcase your USP with a couple of keywords. But let's move to something more substantial, support than that is the about section. So these days, I know we've been touching on AI. Everyone can use, there's a feature on LinkedIn. It says, generate your profile with AI. And then with the click of a button, literally LinkedIn will auto-generate a bio section for you, which therefore means that you become a little bit more generic. Again, everyone becomes a seasoned professional offering this many years, and it's the same automated message across the board. So step out, use something like ChatGPT to support an innovative bio section using some really cool, funky language, not just the boring stock standard, I'm a seasoned professional.
Something a little bit creative. I love that. So that about section, we're just going to take you through your profile because it is so important since people are finding you online, your future clients, your future employers, it doesn't matter, whoever you are, that you're looking to connect with another individual that's going to judge you, that doesn't know you. That profile is huge and very incremental in how you are perceived, especially in a 7 seconds timeline. So we got the photo, we got the banner, and you said USP, which is something, could be a number of things, but something that really attracts people to understand what you should be known for and how they should remember you. Then you get to the about section, and you mentioned ChatGPT. Everyone's talking about it. What do you got to ask ChatGPT in order to get the right description? Because giving that message and be able to communicate with that platform is key, and some people need that insight.
So it's all about the right prompting. So at the end of the day, prompting is a skill, and you need to be able to learn how to do that. So for example, you could write a LinkedIn bio. You can say copy and paste your CV and say to ChatGPT, summarize this resume and write a LinkedIn bio that is written in third person corporate language. Or summarize the CV and write it in a fun, colloquial tone that is written for a marketing professional. So prompt the language.
Yeah, so that's exactly. Imagine it's your friend, right? And you just want to tell them exactly what you need. So prompting it in the type of tone that you're looking for, who you're looking for. I always say, provide the demographic of who you're trying to talk to. So if you want to say, I'm looking for a job, I need this to basically help me find a job, and giving it a little bit more direction so they understand what kind of tone you should be taking. I love that Amar is here. Thank you so much for joining. He said some great insight. We love to provide some value and tips of what to do. So hopefully, if you're looking at your about section today, take a look and put it into ChatGPT. Just give the platform an opportunity to spit out some good value and some other alternatives that would give you insight.
Yeah, and don't forget, you can, sorry, Rach, you can say highlights. So what makes me unique? Or my top 5 career highlights, whatever your significant achievements across your career can be shown in a snapshot so that the people don't have to scroll all the way down to the bottom of your platform, of your profile, to be reading 20 years worth of employment history.
Well, that's the reality, right? People are busy. Today, we are so busy. So if you're not going to read the whole profile, let alone imagine nobody else is going to. And I think that's the reality, is not many people are going all the way to the end, to go through all the details of every job. And you could really make a synopsis of that information and put it into the about section. I love using the emojis because then your eyes are attracted to different parts of that about section, and that people can see the parts that you want to highlight as the really high value. I love when you see that people are adding like the results of what they were able to achieve in the past, because I think the results are huge. Just like if I was to ask you, hey, I need a plumber that can help me fix my toilet, I would want someone to do that, fix my toilet. And I'm using that as an analogy. It was a conversation I had earlier today with a neighbor. But in the same way, if it's someone that I need someone to drive results and sales for my business to really, increase revenue by 30%, I want to see that in your about section, right?
Right, yeah, market expansion, maybe territorial expansion is something that you're really strong at. And then obviously that is what's going to be attracting others to your profile to say, hey, we really want this in our business or our sales teams to be having. Can you teach us what you've achieved?
Easy match. I love that. And we're getting some more people jumping online. I want to say hi to April. I always say a good shout out for anyone that's joining. It's so nice to have you here. We want to make sure we're providing value and that you guys get some tips and tricks that you can implement tomorrow or even after this call. It's only 15 minutes of your time. It's a good way to say hi, connect, and we are driving human connections so that you can be more successful in your career. Next, I want to say there's Mohammed here. Thank you. He said it's a helpful tip. What's next about that about section that we've left out? Anything else that you think people should know?
Yeah, I would probably list your top probably 30 skills. You can summarize them, or you can ask ChatGPT. You can go to Google and list out what are the top 20, 30 skills for your area. And then rather than listing them in a list format, list them in a paragraph format separated with either emoji or a simple little dash or line, so that then when a recruiter is scrolling down again, or using AI tools on the back-end software, whether you're for job searching or not, or again for personal branding, people can see your higher level core areas of expertise.
Has to be quick, it has to be easy. And I'll never forget, this boss told me something called KISS. He said, keep it simple for stupidity. And I hate to use that, but it really resonated, because people, you need it short. You don't want a full description. No one wants to read a book. Keep it short, keep it poppy, use those emojis, and keep it formatted in a way that is going to be really trigger your eye visually to basically, really see the highlights of your profile. Trisha, we got a great question here, and I want to encourage people to keep questions coming as we keep this short and poppy at 15 minutes every week. How do you think the authenticity of individuals' self-representation is impacted by the evolution of personal branding and social media?
I love this. Yeah, I love it.
Great question. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I guess at the end of the day, proof. So you can write all of these things, but where is the proof in the pudding? So, pictures with other people, maybe testimonials, or a newspaper article in LinkedIn news of showing or explaining it in detail. And of course, consistency. So you don't just want one post that shows, whatever your core traits are. You want it consistently through months and weeks worth of content. And this shows that that's actually their core values. So I think that would be it in a nutshell.
Yeah, I think there is no doubt that people don't trust everything they read online these days because of this social media influx of a lot of false advertisement, right? Here's a platform, many of them, that you can essentially create whoever you want to project out to the outside world. We've talked recently, and you can watch them on last episodes, about how to create those authentic connections, because there is time, there is also trust, there is that credibility journey that you have to go through that becomes like part of that authenticity. It's not something that you can just put up on a profile picture and then get automatically, right? And so it's really important that, right now we're talking about the personal branding, that how to overcome that 7 seconds where someone's going to judge you and say, that's someone I want to do business with, or that's someone I want working in my business, right? And what are you going to do to implement today some of those tips? I love that there's a lot of feedback coming. We're getting great tips and tricks. And like I said, said, we're coming back every single week to give you something that you can implement tomorrow and really make a difference in the human connections that you have with the digital world that we live in. So time, authenticity, we're talking about social media, that presentation, and your personal profile is actually a huge indication of what's going to follow you, today and tomorrow, and every time you meet someone, especially if they're going to Google to just type your name. So keep that in mind. We just hit our 15-minute time. It's been a pleasure having you, Trisha. I love it. We've gotten some more feedback from Hassan. Thank you so much. I'd love you to actually keep on posting, and we'll type to you today on LinkedIn, and we'll see you next week. So have a great week. Hope you found that helpful. Again, Trisha from Impressive CV, and I'm Rachel Muleman at the Biz Advisors. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.